All right, the next section we're going to go over is adding and subtracting decimals. It's numbers 5 through 8. And I will also apply SADS. SADS, again, is same direction you're supposed to add and different directions you're supposed to subtract. Same, add, different, subtract, SADS. All right, so let's take a look at number 5. Number 5, 18 and 1/10 goes to the left. 3 and 5,372 10,000s goes to the right. These go in different directions, so I'm going to subtract. Okay. But now when you're adding and subtracting decimals, you must line the decimal up. And if you don't see a decimal in a whole number, then you add it to the end. But we'll talk about that on number 8. All right, so let's go ahead and line the decimals up. Put your larger group on top. Some people think this is larger because it's longer. It's just longer. What you actually do is start off looking at your whole numbers. And if your whole numbers are the same, then you start off looking at your decimal parts, the parts behind the decimal. So this is 3, and this is 18. It's 18 units to the left. It's more to the left than it is to the right. So your largest group is this group to the left because 18 is bigger than 3. Forget the negative, just it's more to the left than it is to the right. Put that group on top. And fill in your empty spaces with zeros. And because they go in different directions, again, I'm going to subtract. And I'm going to have to do a lot of regrouping right here. I can't start off with 0 and take away 2 of something. So this becomes a 0 so that can become a 10. This becomes a 9 so that can become a 10. This becomes a 9 so that can become a 10, guys. Let me put that back as the same color. All right, so 10 minus 2 is 8. 9 minus 7 is 2. 9 minus 3 is 6. 0 minus 5 is impossible. So let's regroup again. Borrow from the 8, make it a 7. And that 0 can become a 10. So now I have 10 minus 5, which is 5. 7 minus 3, which is 4. And then 1 minus 0, which is 1. And of course, it's more to the left. So this is my answer, negative 14 and 5,628 10,000s. All right, let's take a look at number 6. Number 6, this is to the left. When you subtract 7 and 341 thousandths, it's also to the left. Because they go in the same direction, I'm going to add. So this is number 6. I'm just putting it right here, showing the work. Make sure your decimals are lined up. Before the decimal is 25. After the decimal is 8. Before the decimal here is 7. After it is 341. And I need to make some more room because my SADS is in the way. Filling in empty spaces with zeros, but this time you're going to add because they go in the same direction. Carry the 1, carry the 1, and they're both to the left. So this has no choice but to be negative. Anything to the left of 0 is negative. And let's take a look at number 7. This goes to the right. This goes to the left. So I can tell that they go in different directions. So I'm going to subtract. You're going to put the larger group on top when you subtract. You have more negatives, or you have it's more to the left than it is to the right. So put your largest group on top. 54 is bigger than 8. More to the left than it is to the right. Put that on top. Line your decimals up. Filling these empty spaces with zeros. And subtract. I'm going to have to regroup on this one too. Lots of regrouping. That becomes a 7. This will become a 10, which will then become a 9, so that can become a 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 2 is 7. 7 minus 9 is impossible, so I'm going to regroup again. That becomes a 3, so that becomes a 17. Let me write that a little better. Hold on 1 second, guys. I got to go back. I'm going to have to erase all of this. Hold on. Because I lost my train of thought. Sorry, it happens. All right, let's start over. All right, so I'm going to have to regroup here. And I know what happened. I know I lost my train of thought. Because this is 54.8, not 0.0. For some reason, I guess when I erased part of it, I erased part of the 8. Okay, all right, now I'm back on track. Let me put an 8 here. Okay, sorry about that, guys. 3. This becomes, let me go back. This will become a 7. This will become a 10, which then becomes a 9, so that can become a 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 2 is 7. 7 minus 9 is impossible. So this will become a 3, so that this will become a 17. 17 minus 9 is 8. 3 minus 8 is impossible. Regroup. 3 becomes a 13. 13 minus 8 is 5, and bring down the 4. And it's more to the left than it is to the right. All right, sorry about that earlier. I just saw a 0 behind the 54 instead of an 8 because I had erased the top part, so I was drawing a blank. All right, let's go on, guys. Okay, let's look at this one. We're going to establish direction. This is to the left. Plus negative is also to the left. Minus negative is same as a plus, so it's to the right. And so what I'm going to do is take those two that go left and add them, same direction, add. So if you don't see a decimal in a number, it's at the very end. I have to put it because I have a decimal here and a decimal there. So I have to put a decimal in 89. So I'm just going to stack them. 89 and then 7039. That's after the decimal. And then I'm going to fill in my empty spaces with zeros. And because they're going in the same direction, I'm going to add 930. Bring down the decimal. 16. Let me write that 6 a little better than that. Carry the 1, that's 9. And it's to the left, guys. Both of these are to the left, so it has no choice but to be negative. This is the same as plus, so plus 26 and 8/10. So again, this is to the left, and this is to the right. So I'm going to have to subtract these. Okay, so this is, for this part, I'm going to circle DS, different direction, subtract. It's more to the left than it is to the right. So I'm going to put the left group on top. 96.039, or 96 and 39 thousandths, minus 26 and 800ths. And remember, keep your decimals lined up, filling empty spaces with the zeros, and let's subtract. 9 minus 0 is 9. 3 minus 0 is 3. I can't start off with nothing and take away 8, so I regroup. Can't start off with 5 and take away 6, so I regroup. 15 minus 6 is 9. And 8 minus 2 is 6. And it's more to the left than it is to the right. And that's my answer. Final answer. And that's it for this video.